if you don't have a way to actually get your site to rank number one on Google, you might as well chuck the money in the bin instead of getting your website designed or getting it redesigned. Because honestly, frankly speaking, we see websites all the time that are designed for vanity purposes, that look great and all that good stuff. But if they're not actually ranking high on Google searches or actually have some sort of traffic source coming in, then there's no point of actually hosting the website in the first place. So in today's video, I'll be discussing the importance of ranking your site high on Google and how you can actually achieve that, and how we consistently get sites to rank number one for local keywords so they're actually generating some organic traffic without spending a fortune on Google ads, Facebook ads, or what other sort of ad platform you could think of. So let's get straight into it. How to build a website that ranks number one by yours truly, Jason Punia. So understanding the SEO basics. Number one, what is SEO? If you already know this, you can skip forward a little bit, but SEO is search engine optimization. It's the art and science of improving website visibility and search results. This is across Google, Bing, Yahoo, whatever sort of Google search engine, or Bing search engine, whatever sort of search engine you want to use. SEO means that you're ranking your site higher organically on those search engines. Now, why it matters is that higher rankings lead to increased organic traffic. Not necessarily all the time, but truly, if you rank higher on certain keywords, and if those keywords have enough volume, you most likely will capture a lot of that attention. As long as you have your site set up properly, you have better brand recognition. People recognize your name, and when they search up typical terms like, let's say, a mortgage broker, and you constantly show up on different keywords, they will automatically assume that you know what you're doing because you are ranking so high organically. And improved credibility is a huge one. If you're someone that ranks high, it's usually an established company, and people automatically assume that you know what you're doing. So key components are keywords, on-page optimization, and off-page strategies. And there's another one which is technical SEO. I haven't mentioned that here, but that's kind of also in line with what SEO is part of. It's the three main pillars of SEO: on-page, off-page, and technical. So the most important part when getting your website designed, and then the first thing you should do, is keyword research. It's identifying your niche, or niche, the way you pronounce it. But if you're a mortgage broker, or if you're a window cleaner, or you're, I don't know, a cookie salesman, you need to figure out what you're actually trying to target and who you're trying to go for as your customer and what they'd be searching up. Because if you're just going to build a website and have no certain keywords in mind or that you want to rank for, or you want to aim to rank high for, then you're just really shooting in the blank. And I mean, you're shooting in the dark, and you're just hoping that someone ends up on your website somehow, but it's really not going to happen. You have to put a plan in place, and that's how you start generating seed keywords, which is brainstorming and doing competitor analysis and seeing what keywords really stand out for you. And you can start creating that list, and kind of have a sort of an idea of what the keywords are. So you can expand and refine as well. Google Keyword Planner and Ahrefs and even SEMrush have great platforms that allow you to do amazing keyword research. And that's the platforms we actually use. We use SEMrush, and it's one of the best platforms in my opinion. But if you want to use platforms like that, you can usually put in one keyword, and then from that onwards, you can go and find a lot of other keywords. So to live demo of this, I'm going to quickly just share my screen, share this tab. I'm just logging into right now, and all I will do is search up website designer, or website designer, like that. And just by typing this in, we can find all the global volume or whatever in New Zealand, which is 1.9. Global volume is 242, but 1.9, and we can find all the variations, and we can even find questions related to website design all right here. So I mean, you can find out so many keywords, and obviously these are really high difficulty, but if we just literally just scroll through that list, you can get a 7-day free trial and then find out what keywords have low keyword difficulty. So for example, another important one could be custom cookies. This is just top of mind because I'm a bit hungry, but custom cookies, 9 keyword difficulty, 210 volume, which is pretty decent. I mean, if you were at the top of that and you were capturing all that organic traffic, it'd be a pretty high conversion rate as well, assuming that those people are actually interested in buying. But yeah, you can see a lot of these keywords are all here, and it gives you it gives you a good idea of what you can try to aim for and what you have to include as part of your website copy. Back into our presentation. Analyzing and prioritizing, again, this is important depending on your keyword difficulty, volume, traffic, all that kind of important stuff. But platforms like SEMrush and Ahrefs and Google Keyword Planner, they all let you organize the data and kind of play around with it, so you can filter out the keywords that you actually want to aim for. Next thing is on-page SEO, which is creating high quality content, title tags and meta descriptions, header tags, and internal linking. So going over all of these important concepts is high quality content will always be the number one thing that Google looks for. They want their users, the people that are searching on Google, to find content that they actually want to find and not be spammed with junky garbage content that they have no relevance with, because they want to provide a good user experience for the end user, which is the actual person that's searching on the internet. And title tags and meta descriptions are also very, very important. If you have good title tags and meta descriptions, you will often find yourself jumping through ranks, because a lot of the other sites will have terrible title tags and they just don't have the right things in the description. Now, I mean, if you want to see the title tag of any website, let's just search custom cookies again. I'm going to just search this up on Google. But yeah, the number one site right now is Cookie Collective. And I mean, they have custom right in the meta tag. And even in their description, they have personalized cookies, custom cookies, corporate cookies, all those, all those keywords. And if we look at the second one, they don't have custom anywhere. And they possibly could be ranking higher if they did that. But that's the whole point. If you have the right description and the right title tags and stuff, you can often find yourself ranking higher than the competition. And I mean, that's exactly what the Cookie Collective have done, and great job to them. And header tags, that's again the structure of the actual page itself. H1, header 1, header 2, header 3. If your pages are set up properly, you'll have that in hierarchical order, and that will ensure that your page is actually very, very easy to read and it's well structured for Google's purposes. Internal linking is a concept that sometimes people overlook, but it's simply the 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 practice of linking multiple pages together. And people do this really well by having small sections in their homepage. For example, let's say you're doing cookies, right? Your homepage will have a section about corporate cookies, and then it'll have custom cookies or birthday, but you'll have little buttons that go to their individual pages where you discuss that topic in more detail. That's what internal linking is. And if you can do that, you'll actually often find yourself ranking higher and higher for those specific keywords, because that internal linking shows that you have a complete, source of information. So that's another thing that you can do to ensure that your website ranks quite high. So technical SEO factors that I'm going to cover are four important ones, which is site speed, mobile friendliness, crawlability, and structured data. Structured data is honestly a pretty easy one if you're using any decent website designer. They will, use some sort of CMS or platform that automatically does all the data structuring for you. I think it's a bit of an old concept where people, when they used to make websites using HTML and CSS and stuff, that structured data was like really important because you had to do the markup manually. But most of the new sites will automatically do that for you using the SEO tools built in. But site speed, mobile friendliness, and crawlability, these are things that I often see get overlooked quite easily. Site speed is an easy one to test because you can just go to PageSpeed Insights and Google search that right now and just drop your website's URL in there, and it will give you a ranking straight away. Mobile friendliness is another one that nowadays is very important. Google bots actually scan your website and see how mobile friendly it is by using certain metrics that they measure, like button sizes, spacing between different text and buttons and stuff. So because most screens, a typical website becomes very cramped and it's extremely hard to use. So that's an easy one for anyone to help boost their SEO, is that if you're in a niche where everyone else has terrible websites, if your website is just really mobile friendly, you'll often find yourself ranking higher and higher, because you've got decent content and you have got a better user experience than your competitors. So, off-page SEO and backlinking. This is a bit more of a difficult one because this is something that requires a bit more time and is more, requires more of an investment from the actual business owner. So if you're currently a business owner and you're thinking of doing SEO, off-page is something that you have to definitely consider when actually trying to outcompete competitors. Because if you're in a semi-saturated niche, saturated could literally just mean that someone else has been in the space for more than 5 years or 10 years, and they've developed a good site and they've got a lot of backlinks, but quality over quantity is one of the most important things. If you have reputable backlinks that are actually relevant to your niche and they are ranking to your site with the correct tags and the correct keywords, you'll often find yourself getting much better results than spammy, junky backlinks. Content marketing, obviously creating shareable and valuable content that will naturally attract backlinks from other sites, is an easy one. If you've got a blog on your website that's got good content on it, you'll often find yourself slowly gaining backlinks organically without you having to do anything because you're just posting good content. Guest posting is another important concept that a lot of people do, but again, this requires a lot of investment from your side because you'll have to find industry blogs where you post as a guest and link back to your website. But if you can do this and you have the time to do this, you'll actually get insane results. And social signals, again, leveraging social media to increase brand visibility. But I feel like this is a less important one compared to the other three. But it definitely does have an impact if you have your social media set up across multiple platforms: Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, and Threads and stuff like that. If you have your platforms all set up properly and you're posting across them, Google can recognize that you're more established and you're a real business, and that will actually push your rankings as well. So, monitoring, adjusting your strategy. If you're designing your site for the first time, or developing it, or redesigning it, whatever, monitoring, adjusting your strategy is actually an important concept, because if you don't know what you're doing and you can't see the results, you're be a bit lost on if anything you did is actually working. That's where Google Analytics and Google Search Console can be extremely useful. We typically use Google Search Console to do any SEO work and SEO tracking, because you can see directly live data that's coming day in and day out. And so SEMrush is also a great one where you can actually track your competitors as well. If you have their plan, they actually allow you to add in a couple of competitors and you can see their rankings and their keywords, etc., moving, which is an amazing experience, because you're able to track exactly where all your competitors are. And if they're ranking for new keywords, you can kind of quickly catch on to it and try to outrank them in it before they capture some sort of new space. But Google Analytics is another one for traffic analysis. But if you're really trying to focus on SEO, Google Search Console and SEMrush are mainly the two platforms and two tools you need to use to really figure out if your SEO efforts are paying off or not. So, staying current with SEO trends, following industry experts and following industry advice from people that actually know what they're talking about is really easy. It's a great way to do anything. Follow the people that are the best at it. But you can see there's usually like SEO blogs and digital marketing communities and stuff that often talk about SEO because it's such an important topic. And I feel like a lot of business owners don't actually listen to it because it's a bit boring. But honestly, if you could spend just 20 hours learning about SEO, you'll be ahead of a lot of other people that don't know what they're doing at all and kind of just hoping that Google helps them rank higher. Attending webinars and conferences, this is a bit more of an investment on time, and I know most business owners don't have a lot of loose time hanging around, but if you participate in industry events, you'll actually learn a lot of new techniques and get the latest updates on what Google is doing or what Bing is doing. But experimenting and testing obviously will be the best way to see what works. But the fundamentals of on-page, off-page, and technical SEO will always remain the same. And joining SEO communities, as I said, Facebook, even School, skool.com. That's a great platform for communities. You can join forums, you can join Facebook groups, and all those places have amazing SEO communities that actually talk about different challenges and share their tips and tricks all the time. Even Reddit's a great place. But yeah, so the key takeaways from this video are: before you start making your site, you want to research and conduct thorough keyword research and competitor analysis to inform your strategy. As I showed, SEMrush is a great platform. If you want to use Ahrefs, you can use that platform as well. But I think SEMrush has an amazing UI, and also for the free plan, it does give you a lot of information and data. And number two is optimize. So if you've already got a site up and running, you actually can just improve it by just rewriting the content on there and updating some of the images and making sure the internal linking is doing its job properly. And if you're building your backlinks, make sure you're ensuring that it's high quality content and earning valuable backlinks and not just quantity. Quality backlinks will always outperform quantity. And monitoring, you can use tools like SEMrush. We actually have used a tool called Scrippy in the past because it's got a good deal on AppSumo going on. But I'll be happy to share different tools in the description that you can use for all this sort of stuff. And you can, actually start using those to track your SEO and do research and all that. But yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. Subscribe if you want to learn more about digital marketing. I'm going to make a lot more videos about digital marketing and website design and funnel building, and doing a lot of stuff about how New Zealand business owners and even just business owners across the world can kind of benefit from digital marketing. And feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn or Twitter or whatever platform you'd like, and apply these strategies. Just don't just watch this video. Make sure you actually apply the strategies and see what sort of results you get. And feel free to drop those results in the comment section, or let me know what your next steps are. If you have any questions, feel free to also drop them in the comment section. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching the video. Like, subscribe, and share.